Alright, so here we are on my command screen. If you don't know how to get here, then you should watch the previous video, the 3 simple steps. So, over here on the left-hand side, I'm going to click down to Opportunities. Here are my opportunities. Now, the layout of this page, pretty straightforward. You can create an opportunity up here at the upper right. If you have a team, this is where you can show the different team members. If you're the rainmaker of the team, it's going to default to showing everything. You can see just your opportunities, all opportunities, or your team opportunities. So that's neither here nor there. So you can see there are 3 different types of opportunities currently. Listings, buyers, and leases. Yes, this will grow. Right now, these are the 3 that exist. So that's what we will deal with. Within each of these types, there are phases. Each of these types has 5 phases. Now, these phases are fixed, built into the system, and uneditable. So I have cultivate, appointment, active, under contract, closed. Cultivate, appointment, active, under contract, closed. And for lease, we have cultivate, appointment, active, pending, and closed. I don't know why under contract is different, but it is. So each of these phases is just a phase of the opportunity. Now I wanted to talk about the opportunities versus like old style loops or even a DocuSign room or something like that. Like how is this different than anything like that? So this is a whole business management process. So it's not just a document management system. It's from earlier, much earlier in inception as far as this business is concerned. So imagine you're in a room full of your contacts, all the people in your database, and one of the people in your database raises their hand and says, "Hey, I want to sell my house." Then that's the point at which they become an opportunity. They move into this cultivate stage. So whether they say, "I want to sell my house," you say, "That's great. When do you want to sell my house?" And they say, "I want to sell it tonight." They move from they may move from cultivate stage into active or under contract phase in a matter of hours, or they may be in cultivate because they want to sell their house when they come back in town in February. But no matter what, since they've raised their hand, that's what's raised your flag, and you're going to communicate with them differently, right? So you may have a different level, a different type of communication that goes out to those that have said, "Hey, I'm thinking about selling my house," as opposed to the rest of your contact database that haven't raised their hand. I hope that makes sense to everybody. If you have 200, 300, 500, 600 people in your database, maybe you have 10, 15, 20 people in cultivate mode, or 2 people in cultivate mode. And then as they move through the process, they move to different phases and different stages within those phases. So everybody starts in cultivate. Like I said, you could move from this phase into this phase in a matter of hours or maybe a matter of months. We would see. So you have the same phases for listings and the same phases for buyers. GCI over here, this is a nice business tool. I'm going to talk about how it came up with these numbers, but you can see I have a potential income of $91,000, probable income of $30,000, and something like that. Same here in GCI. So I'm going to talk about why there's a difference there and what that means for your business. So within each phase, and I'm going to just start in listings, cultivate. So within each phase, I'm going to go in the cultivate phase, you have stages. So these are the 4 stages within each phase. You can see the phases listed up top. Cultivate, appointment, active, under contract, closed. You can click between them all that kind of good stuff. But these are the cards that are each individual opportunity. So any of these cards you can drag and drop in their specific stages or up to the phases they want to be in, or they are in. Now, when I'm in this cultivate phase, I want to create a new stage. I head up here to this Edit Stages button. That's where I've got those stages that I was just showing. Nurture, need more for hot, fin to sell. Let's say I want to add a stage that says send CMA. Right? So at that stage, this is where that percentage. So this is the probability that somebody that's in this stage is going to actually turn into money. You're like, I don't know what that number is. Well, you may not. You may guess at it now. In general, as you get more business, the system will tell you whether those numbers are correct and adjust them. Let's say within that stage, I need to add a checklist. So here's my checklist. For send CMA stage, I'm going to be create property profile on RPR. To generate RPR. Send report to client. Save. There you go. So I have created a stage within there and got a checklist within that stage. Save. It showed up right here. Send CMA. I can see I have 0 of 3. In here, you can scoot these guys around. Let's say, actually, I'm going to do that right here. So nurture is just going to be, I'm going to send them more emails. Need more info, I'm going to grab some more stuff from there. Hot means they've raised their hand a little bit higher and say, yeah, we're thinking about it. And then I move them into CMA stage when I actually send them to CMA and we get closer. Fitness L is, man am I right around the corner, right? So you can see my percentages increase as we move along here. Hope that makes sense to everybody. So if I go back to my cultivate phase, it tells me I've got 5 people in here, and then there's my CMA stage in Fitness L. Got it? Switch over to appointment. I've got different stages under there. Active, I've got different stages. Under contract, and then closed. So you can see how this is totally customizable to how your business model works, right? So it's how do you function in each one of these stages? You can see active could be this is a listing, so active I've got staging, showings, and then in negotiations. Maybe I have a little bit more in here. I put in a little staging, and then I have pre-marketing home tours or a broker tour or something like that stage in between these two. Once I get out of negotiations, I go right into under contract. Here I've got opening escrow, in inspections, appraisal, financing, and then clear to close. So I've got those 4 available to me, or 5 available to me. I could edit that if you want multiple stages in here, if you just want one. It's totally up to you. And then the same thing for buyers. I just wanted to show you a little bit. Buyers in here. I've got watch, nurture, hot, under cultivate, appointment I've got 3, active I've got 3, under contract I've got 5, and then clear to close I've just got that, or close I've got 1. And how to move the cards, you just drag and drop, or drag and drop. Go to appointment, there's my Annie agent, kept, there we go. As I move them around. Didn't quite get there. Go. Then if I go back to my pipeline, this number over here changes because the probability of that actual transaction turning into money changes the further along in the opportunity you get. So that's about it as far as opportunity that I wanted to dig into here. We're going to dig into how do you actually work in the opportunity as far as adding documents and what that means in compliance in the next session. And we'll see you then. So thanks a lot. Give me a shout if you have any questions, and I appreciate it.